Shalom, it's Jeremiah call. Before we start off, I want to give all the praises to the Father and the Son. Barak Yahweh, Barak Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Shah. Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Yahweh is the true name of the person the people call God, and Yahushua is the true name of the person that people call Jesus. Today we have a Watchman report getting into a lot of news articles and, hitting the precepts. The first precept I have is Ezekiel 33:6. Well, 5 and 6. Well, yeah, 6. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I acquire at the watchman's hand. So that's saying that if you are a watchman, you should be watching. And as a watchman, if you don't blow that trumpet, then those people, blood is going to be on your hand. So that's why it's important to, do these watchman reports to get the blood off of your hands and to warn and to tell the people that the sword is coming. And, that's what, I'm doing in this watchman report, blowing that trumpet and letting all you people know that may watch this video that sword is coming. And back then in the ancient days, there actually used to be watchmen on top of the city walls watching to see if any danger is incoming. And we are doing that watchman work by bringing out these current events and all these things that's happening in the world. Letting the people know, letting them know that sword, that destruction is, on its way. So, the first precept we had, the first article, it says the next pandemic could come from bird flu. Former CDC chief says 3 dairy workers have been infected with the H5N1 virus in the U.S. this year. So, a lot of these plagues and pestilences are, coming upon the earth. And, whenever they do come out with the bird flu test or shot, do not take it. Don't be deceived. Because that also, can be the MOTB. Which means the mark of the beast, which majority of the world has already took, which is that swab test and the mRNA vaccine. Majority of the world has already taken the mark of the beast, and people continue to take it every day. And we have another article. It says Russian nuclear submarine spotted off UK coast sparks emergency defense meeting. So, it was a Russian submarine off the coast of the UK. And isn't the UK sending weapons to Ukraine? So, the UK is getting involved in this Russia Ukraine war. And, the Russia Ukraine war, which kicked off in February 2022, was the start of World War III. And it said a nuclear submarine, man. Gog Magog not playing. The Lord put them hooks into their jaws and got them riled up, ready for war, man. And they are actively in war right now with the Ukrainians. And the Russia-Ukraine war is an Edomite on Edomite war because the Russians and the Ukrainians are the same people. Edom versus Edom. And we have another article. Vladimir Putin receives warm welcome in North Korea. It says the Russian president makes his first visit to the country in 24 years as anti-West relationship deepens. Vladimir Putin has arrived in North Korea for a summit with Kim Jong-un amid U.S. warnings against any agreement that could add to military pressure on Ukraine and raise tensions on the Korean peninsula. So, North Korea and Russia are allies, and they both share a common enemy, which is the U.S., aka America. And these two nations are deepening their military ties and forming a more better alliance. Says top Israeli generals approve Lebanon offensive battle plan, says army. So, the Amalekites, which are in the fake Israel, the real Israel is here in America. And the Amalekites are, going to at tit for tat with Hezbollah right now. And why do you think they are? Why do you think they are approving this Lebanon offensive battle plan, man? Is they are planning to go to war with Lebanon and Hezbollah, man. And if you know the history between Lebanon and between Israel and Lebanon, they had a war back in 2006, and it ended in like a stalemate. And we know from 2006 to now, we know Hezbollah's technology and their weaponry has upgraded, tremendously. So Amalek got their hands full, man. It says in a statement, the IDF says the generals held an assessment during which operational plans for an offensive in Lebanon were approved. And a offensive means you are actively going to attack. So they're saying they not playing defense, they going on the offensive. So that's only gonna make and cause more casualty and destruction from this third world which we are in right now. It says the top commanders also made decisions regarding accelerating the readiness of forces on the ground, the military adds. And if you know, if you've been keeping up with the Israel and Hezbollah situation, ever since October 7th, they've been going tit for tat, tit for tat. You know, Israel destroys something in Lebanon, Lebanon go destroy something in Israel. And you know, I saw another report. It said ever since October 7th been going on, Hezbollah has already lost 300 troops. So you know, if they have already, if Israel, aka Amalek, has already killed 300 of Hezbollah's troops, you might as well say they're already actively at war. You know. So yeah, man, it's clear and evident that we are in World War III, man. You got Russian nuclear submarines off the coast of Florida. Also, within 2 weeks later, you have a Russian nuclear submarine spotted off the coast of the UK. Like, come on now. It's clear and evident, man. You know, what are you gonna wait until you see headlines over the TV saying that we are in World War III to believe it? Come on now. You know, we have been in World War III ever since February of 2022, man. And we have another article. More officials issue imminent terrorist attacks warning. Another member of Congress has warned a terrorist attack is imminent. The latest warning comes after a former CIA director argued that similar warning signs exist today that did just before the 9/11 terror attack occurred. And you know, keep in mind they have these borders open at the southern border, you know, letting in all these military age men from all these different countries from around the world. And a lot of them was from countries that don't fuck with America. So you know, this how you know that they want their country to be destroyed. And in time of war, you have your borders open. It's like it's like they it's like they want, you know, these attacks to happen and stuff like that. You know, if they were actually, you know, thinking about their people, they would have their borders closed. So you know, just how you know Esau Edom, devil the Bible speaks of, the modern day so-called white man. You know, he doesn't even care about his own people. You know, he's letting all these people coming in, what, military aged Chinese men, military aged men from the Middle East. You know, so hey man, you know, we living in some serious times, right? We are living in some serious times, man. If you are alive right now, you are witnessing World War III unfold right before your eyes. And if you are alive right now, you are witnessing and you saw the mark of the beast be rolled out. So, man, we are truly in the end of this thing. But, you know, us brothers, if we know that we are in the end of this thing, you know, we should be trying to push out these videos. Because if we know that we at the end of this thing, you know that the Lord is about to return, you know, real soon, man. And I have another article. It says developing a Chinese nuclear armed submarine surfaces near Taiwan. It says China's military submarine designed for carrying nuclear warheads has been surfacing in the Taiwan Strait. The 11,000-ton humpback submarine appeared alongside several other warships as the Chinese President Xi Jinping continues to ramp up his nuclear arsenal at a blistering pace. So yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, man. You got Chinese nuclear submarines in the Taiwan Strait. You got Amalek got their hands full in Gaza and about to try to go to war with Hezbollah, man. And that's gonna be a fight right there. Because Hezbollah is way stronger than Hamas. So they really gonna have their hands full. And if they gonna have their hands full, what is that saying? That US troops are gonna be needed to help Israel out, at least the fake Israel out. And if US troops are going to be needed to help the fake Israel out, means that a military draft is coming and it's on its way to America, aka Babylon the Great. Which we brought out in that other video. When they said that they were bringing the draft back and automatically registered 18 to 26-year-olds for it. So hey, man, it's a lot going on in the world today. And I'm doing this Watchmen report to inform y'all and to let y'all know what times we are in, so you won't get caught off guard. I'm standing on my tower, letting y'all know what I see and the sword that I see that is coming. Okay, now let's get into some more precepts. You have 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein." So it's saying, woe to the world. Woe means destruction. So that means saying, nothing good is, coming to this world, that destruction is coming and those calamities are coming and the destruction is already happening and the calamities are already happening. But as we get closer to the day of the Lord, that destruction and those calamities, are going to ramp up. Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and a sword in their hands. So that sword, the sword, which can be any instrument of war, and it says, and their destruction draweth nigh, man. And one example of destruction we are seeing right now is what's happening in Gaza. Another example of destruction we are witnessing and seeing play out before our eyes is what's happening in Ukraine. There are literally, cities being destroyed and wasted just from war alone, and the nukes haven't even dropped yet, man. It says, one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Now it's talking about people going to war against each other and swords in their hands. Again, that sword, it can be a gun, it can be a knife. The sword means any really instrument of war. Okay, yeah. Then we trying to bring out this other other article. Turkey bricks. It says Turkey Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan's visit to China and Russia to attend a meeting of the BRICS groups of nations reunited never-ending debates about Turkey's turn away from the rest. And you see, we're already witnessing Turkey start to part ties with, the West. They are literally applying to join NATO. I meant Slovakia, not NATO. They are literally applying to join BRICS. And BRICS are the nations that are creating a new alliance to separate themselves from the dominion of the West. And Russia and China are both in BRICS. And another thing, Saudi Arabia, applying to join BRICS, and that's where the US gets a lot of their oil from, man. So it's like when Russia invaded Ukraine, the US and all its allies tried to abandon, and separate Russia from the rest of the world. But BRICS is going to separate and cancel out, the US from the world, via trade, oil, and ultimately war. And Turkey is mentioned in Ezekiel 38 because they're going to break away from NATO in the West and fully side with Russia, China, and the BRICS nations. I'm going to start at verse 3 through 6. And say, and thus saith the Lord, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. So, and this is talking about Russia. Gog and Magog is Russia. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. And the Lord put those hooks back into Russia's jaws and brought them to war. And actually, like we brought out earlier, the Lord put those hooks into Russia's jaws and they started World War III, invading Ukraine back in February of 2022. It says, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. In verse 5, we finna read into and get into all the nations that will be with Russia. It says Persia, which means Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with a shield and a helmet. So Russia, along with along with another couple of nations, are going to take place in the siege of America, aka Babylon the Great. Verse 6, this is talking about Turkey. Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. So Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, that's talking about Turkey. And right now, Turkey is starting to pull away from the West and NATO and start to side with Russia and the BRICS nations, more and more. And Turkey is just doing what is written in prophecy for them to do, to side with Russia and the BRICS nations. I'm gonna read it again. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people be with thee. So Turkey is also gonna take place in the siege of America, aka Babylon the Great. You know what? A lot of people misunderstands that. They think Ezekiel 38 is talking about the fake Israel being sieged. No, it's talking about the real Israel being sieged, and the real Israel is in what country today? America. So Ezekiel 38 is talking about the siege of America, and it mentions the different nations that will take place in the siege of America, and Russia, Iran, Turkey, Ethiopia, and Libya is all those different countries, and then all these various other countries and BRICS nations that will be aligned with them to take place in this siege. So destruction is coming to this place, man. And the good thing that is coming to this place is the deliverance of the Hebrew Israelites that are going to be saved out of this place. That's the good thing that is coming to this place. The deliverance of the Israelites which are in this place. Once the Lord comes back. And I have another precept. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. That second woe is talking about World War II, and woe means destruction. Because, World War brings a lot of destruction. And it says, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The third woe is talking about World War III. And the third woe, we are witnessing the third woe unplay and unfold right before our eyes ever since February of 2022 when Russia entered Ukraine. It's a lot going on in the world. And we gotta, keep paying attention to all these things that's happening. Because these events that we are seeing unplay in the world are correlating and, fulfilling prophecy. Like the mark of the beast being ushered out, which was the mRNA jab and those nose swabs. And also, another prophecy we're seeing unfold right before our eyes is the start of World War III, which happened in February 2022. So Revelations 11 and 14 is playing out right before our eyes, because we are in the third woe right now, watching it unfold. So, with that, hope this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. I hope I informed y'all well and letting y'all know what's going on and happening in the world. And with that, until next time, shalom.